We're here to celebrate a surveyor we all know and love. My name is Bob Barrett, and I'm the president of the Connecticut Association of Land Surveyors, for now. So y'all get rid of me. But Larry is a very special surveyor, very special man, and we're here to celebrate the memories of his surveying and his life, and how good he was for our profession. A couple of special thanks to Ed Rhodes, who was our monument gardener. And to Stony Creek Quarry for donating the stone. And to all of you that are here to celebrate, thank you. And we're grateful that you're all here. What a lovely day. Larry was a very special guy to me. As a young surveyor, I needed guidance, you know, and Larry was never short of having an opinion on how to help me. He truly enjoyed giving me advice so that he could make sure that I realized how green and wet behind the ears I really was. But you know, he's one of those guys that I could reach out to as the young chief of surveys for the Connecticut Department of Transportation. There weren't too many people that I knew and trusted with knowledge of our code of practice, and just boundary surveying in general. And Larry was just a giant in that matter. And I'm truly appreciative of the work he's done to help our profession here in Connecticut and to, you know, develop the code of practice that we have today. We all know how much energy he put into that, and how much sweat equity was put into that, and how much of his heart was put into our survey. For that, we'll be forever grateful. So, in the essence of time, we have Brampton's first selectman, Jamie Cosgrove. If you'd like to say a couple words, sir?
Sure. Thank you. On behalf of the town of Brantford, I welcome all of you here as we dedicate the final point for Larry Fisher. You know, just quickly, I think having this final point here in this location is fitting for many reasons. You know, as many of you know, there's family members who are in the business, tangentially involved in surveying, whether it's through the assessor's office, his wife Celeste, daughter Jen Quino, and the engineers, and Chuck is here, and I know Brandon did quite a bit of surveying over the years. But to have it here centrally located on this town green is not only a monument, but the utility purpose of this monument. In a particular time where we're undertaking many projects throughout Brantford, to have this marker here, this point, really you know, shows the value, but it's a lasting monument that many will see and utilize, and it still can have that purpose. You know, Larry Fisher's surveys are legendary. I actually took a course many years ago in surveying, and an instructor there was talking about the work that Larry Fisher did, and the hand-drawn maps that he had created. They are something you don't see anymore. It's a lost art, but that work continues on in terms of how it provides the information, the value for many surveyors, those in the construction field, those in the assessing field. It's just a continuation of his work that continues. As you were saying, Bob, the guidance, the mentorship that he provided you as you grew in your career. But just to think that the work that Larry Fisher did still lives on, and to have this final point, I think, is fitting. And not only for those reasons I mentioned, and I know when we were first setting it here, we did put it here in this location. It's centrally located under the flagpole. We knew it wouldn't be disturbed. We have a project underway, but I will share with you that there was some discussion. Should we put it right over there where he sat for many concerts, watching the Jazz Fest and other concerts? But we said, oh, we'll put it over here. But again, on behalf of the town of Brantford, I welcome you here, and it's great and an honor to be here as we dedicate this final point in memory of Larry Fisher. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Jamie. That was awesome. You know, it's an honor to have you here. It's an honor to be able to have this mark here. For those of you that don't know anything about what a final point is, a final point is a commemorative marker that we establish good coordinates and elevations on. We publish those, but it's a commemorative mark to honor the amount of work and professionalism that someone put into their work, and that we in the state of Connecticut's profession of land surveyors truly appreciate. So it's something that will always be here, and just like the memory of Larry in our hearts, and all of the maps that are on file in local town halls are a testament to the man he was and the surveyor he was. So we've got a few people who would like to speak. Let's go first with the family. Is there buddy, right?
Brandon.
Thank you.
Thank you all for coming. I'm Larry's son, Brandon. On behalf of my family, I'd like to thank all that made this happen. Ed Rhodes, especially, thank you. This would have made my father deeply proud. My father loved the art and profession of land surveying. He loved it in a way that a poet loves their poems or a painter loves their paintings. He worked extremely hard to raise the status of the surveying profession, and I believe he succeeded in that endeavor. He was proud his name would live on through his work and the maps he produced. I can't think of a more fitting honor than to memorialize him on the green in the town that he loved, where he spent many times enjoying the events such as the Jazz and the Branford Festival. Thank you all very much. This means a lot to my father, my family, and myself. Thank you all.
Anyone else from the family want to say anything? How about anybody in the audience?
Right here.
Come on, Pete.
I'm sorry, am I in your way?
I didn't really plan on saying anything today, so I don't know how this is going to come out. But we all know Larry was a great surveyor and all that. One thing I want to point out was Larry was a veteran of the Vietnam War. At the bottom of this stone, you'll see Vietnam right there, right in front of Larry. So I first met Larry about over 40 years ago at a CALS outing in Farmington. I think it was Winding Trails. And I didn't know who he was, but I knew who he was, but I didn't really know him. He didn't know me. He had a bunch of kids running around in the park there, playing baseball and stuff. And many years later, in the 1990s, we had a CALS annual meeting, which happened to fall on Veterans Day. So Kathy asked us to all send in pictures and for the annual book. And during the meeting, we all had our hats on. So I see Larry there. He's wearing this hat, CBMU 302, which is the Navy Construction Battalion, Battalion 302, Unit 302. So I got to talking to him, and I said, "Hey Larry, when were you in Vietnam?" He said, 1969 to 1970. I said, "Oh, where were you stationed?" He said, "Queen Yacht." I said, "Wow, so was I." So when you were, I was there 1970, 71. So it turns out that I took his place when he left. So that was amazing. So we got talking every year after that. I came down here on Veterans Day. We'd get together and have a beer down at, I think it's the Elks Club we belong to.
Yes.
Yep.
So we go down there, have a beer, and I'd bring them back home, and I'd go home again. So I feel bad. Every year they have a CB's reunion at different parts of the country, and I feel bad I didn't go to one of them because he was there with his wife, Celeste, I believe. But I feel bad I never went to one of those. But I just thought you should know the story about his veteran background, and just want to thank Larry for his service, and rest in peace.
Thank you. Thank you for your service.
Hi, my name is Ron Hurlbert. Most of you probably know me. As Bob said, it's real fitting having not only just the permanent marker here that'll be here for eternity, but the vast majority of Larry's surveying was here in Brantford. So anybody who does research here, surveyors, title searchers, whoever, will always be finding for eternity Larry's maps on here. I met Larry around 1980 as a young little cocky gunman that didn't know a heck of a lot. Larry let me know that. And then spent a couple of years with him. He was chief of survey at Con Engineers, and then when Larry went off on his own, I went with him. Spent a little over 20 years with him. And as Bob said, and Brandon, he really kept surveying to a higher level and tried to make sure everybody stayed at that high level. He helped turn Connecticut surveying into the profession that it is. You know, I've known the family for about 45 years now. Still to this day, when I run into problematic projects, I often look and just say to myself, you know, how would Larry address this and what would he do? Taught me a great deal, a lot of information that I've been able to pass down to others. And as Bob had also said, I can remember working with him, and the phone would ring all the time of people just wanting some input, some backup support. He was always great at supporting other surveyors. He was very instrumental, something that hasn't been mentioned in the Proprietors Council here in Brantford. You know, I believe it's the longest running, best supported Proprietors Council in the state. He got me involved in that about 30 years ago. And because of that, even though surveyors are in competition with each other, he's made it so that we are all in the same boat. With that Proprietors Council, everybody supports each other, they help each other, if they have information to give each other, and that's all back from the way Larry ran his business. Anybody who needed help or wanted input, he'd open the files, he'd give that information. He just wanted always to see jobs done right. And if it meant providing all kinds of information and helping other surveyors, that's what he would do. So, you know, it's certainly a fitting tribute having the monument here for people to see, the family to always come and see, but also for surveyors to utilize. As the selectman had mentioned, that it's a control point, so surveyors can be using that forever, along with seeing his maps forever. So it's certainly a big legacy. So just wanted to say that. Thank you.
Come on, Wade.
Morning, everybody.
Morning.
So I never actually worked with Larry, although through CALS we were on a few committees together. I started at Con Engineers for summer help in 1969. I didn't know Larry at that time. Later on, and when I became a full-time surveyor, I wanted to be involved in CALS, and so as soon as I could, I became an associate member. Eventually became president about 10 years ago or so. But I had come to know Larry actually when I had gone back to what became Griner, which was Con Engineers, started out. I got to know him at that time, and then working together with him at CALS, came to know him a lot better. We worked on a couple of committees together. The profession of surveying is a unique profession, and obviously we need more young people. You have so many venues and so many avenues to be able to apply your work. We have the best toys in the world. We've got drones today, we've got robotics, we've got GPS, we've got computers. You can be inside, you can be outside. one of the keys that I've found in all my years of surveying is that surveyors are rugged individualists, almost a dying breed. We need to continue this legacy. Larry was certainly one of those. And the other thing is that many surveyors are downright characters. Larry certainly, again, was one of those. But as I've worked in different firms and come to know different people, what's always stood out to me is the different approaches that surveyors have, and the strong personalities and the commitment to do good work and to serve the public. Larry was all of that. Thank you.
Just wanted to say a couple of words of things that maybe the folks that are here are not aware of, how my dad got into surveying. He was in the CBMU, but that became his profession because he inadvertently chose surveying. He didn't want to be a surveyor, he wanted to be a mechanic. And so when he had to fill out his paperwork, he checked every mechanical job that was on that list, and he needed to choose one more, and the last one he chose was surveying. So that's how he became a surveyor.
He didn't get all those other jobs because he was colorblind.
And he couldn't have the other jobs because he was colorblind as well. And one of the interesting things that probably folks here maybe not know is that my dad also used to talk all the time about how he worked with First Selectman Cosgrove's grandfather and did the Oxford Airport together. So I think it's kind of interesting how through my work, now I work for Jamie in the town hall here. So kind of full circle moment for our families coming together here as well today. And I kind of look out and see all the people that are here from all different aspects of his life. We have folks from the East Haven Fire Department that are here, ZBA members that he served on that board for a long, long time, town clerk, different business people, all of our family and friends here, and obviously the whole surveying community as well. So it's a real testament to him. So just wanted to thank everyone for coming today. It's a real honor. And, excuse me. We also want to make sure we extend the invitation. We're having an early luncheon back at the house on Alps Road right after this. So everyone here is welcome to join us. If you need the address, just let me know. Thank you. Thanks for you all for coming.
Okay, as long as nobody else has anything to say, we can conclude the ceremony. Oh, we got one more.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Howie Lawler. I'm a 30-plus year member of the Brantford Elks. I'm also one of the state vice presidents. And one of the mottos of the Elks is that as long as there are veterans, we will never forget them. Larry was our lodge's only two-time Veteran of the Year. And that's how dearly loved Larry was at the Brantford Elks. Every time we hold Flag Day, I could always count on Larry to be there to hold the flag and to help with the proper etiquette of taking down the flag and putting up the new one. It was something he was very prideful in, and everybody at the lodge admired him for that. We all admired him for his service. And when I was Exalted Ruler at the time, we needed some land surveying done at the lodge to be in compliance with the state. Of course, I went to Larry for help. And he and Joe White took care of it all for the lodge. And when I told Larry to make sure he submits a bill to the trustees, he laughed at me. He said, Howie, I'm not taking a nickel from you or this lodge. He said, it's my honor to do this for my lodge. Because one of the things I'll never forget about Larry was his big heart and his kindness to be there when you needed him. Thank you.
Okay, everyone. That concludes our ceremony. I do again want to thank each and every one of you for taking the time to come out and celebrate the surveying life of Larry Fisher. We've lost a mentor, but we've gained many memories. From Surveyor of the Year to Distinguished Surveyor, Final Point, family man, and loved by many. We'll miss you, Larry. We love you.